All right, so we made it out to Las Vegas for SEMA, but instead of showing you what our feature vehicle is inside SEMA, we thought, why not bring it out here to the mountains and show you on a dirt road where this truly belongs. I have here my friend TJ from Russellville. Welcome, man. You have a beautiful 911 Safari Sportsman that he's built, and it is gorgeous. Walk us through it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're out here in our natural habitat. To be ashamed to like shoot it on carpet and with a bunch of crap around it. So.
We can't. We have to do it justice. You have to put it in a beautiful setting and show it where it belongs on a nice dirt road.
That's right.
I wish we could rip around with it, but it's a day before a show, so we're not going to do that. Maybe after.
Yeah, man. This is our. This is kind of our bread and butter. This is our what we call a Sportsman Safari 911. Kind of a gentleman's, like do all, go anywhere, sort of dual sport 911.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen our Baja, which was our crazy long travel race cars. And
wait, cut to a clip.
So those were like our, you know, our wild, no rules sort of deal. And it got a lot of attention when we debuted it, you know, 5 years ago out here. And price point was high. There was a lot involved. Super capable. A lot of people had interest in it. We're like, hey, I don't need to go 90 through the desert. I don't need 16 inches of travel. I want to drive it to work. I live on a dirt road. Can we tame it down? And so that's kind of how this came to be.
Right.
And for the gist of it, it's an all bolt-on, like comprehensive suspension package, A-arms, uprights, shocks. We redo a lot of the weak links. Put our stuff underneath it, a full carbon fiber body kit, wide body flares, the bumpers, 2 bumpers, skid plates, kind of everything you need to really like trick out and make a 911 sports car a little bit more capable than what's built.
So the Baja 911 really is like the halo product of what you did. You basically said, hey, let's make the best version of an off-road 911, and you did. That was just absolutely insane. Yeah. But it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Because it's expensive and just over the top.
Just super niche, over the top. Price point was like through the roof. And as far as practicality, like you don't need that for the road. Even if you're a 50-50, you know, you go to have fun in the desert, want to drive to work, it's still overkill for that.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the solution to the over the top, you know, for the every man's kind of 911.
I love it. Well, let's check out some of like the outside and then work our way inside. I see a bumper, I see a body, some carbon flares, and kind of this wide body. What kind of goes into it?
Yeah, so, you know, basically strip away, you know, everything original. Obviously, you can tell it's a wider stance. We do a carbon fiber flare kit for these. Which also stretches the wheelbase. So we stretch the wheelbase, we make it a little bit wider, a little more balanced. Obviously, there's some aesthetic, you know, principle to that. Baja Designs has always been a big part on all our builds since day one for lighting.
That's awesome.
So we make a custom air duct fog light. Obviously, we've got your LP6 DOT kit in the headlights.
This is pretty cool. Like this is actually one thing that we're really showing is like our new DOT LP6 headlight. You know, a lot of the marketing we did was around the Harleys and Jeeps. But we also have universal applications, and one of the applications too is something unique and custom like a Porsche that you have. I know in your Baja 911s, you guys use for the race cars. Yep. You use regular LP6s, and seeing the DOT LP6 kind of nestled behind the glass like that. We see it on some other hot rods. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's perfect for older cars. You know, modern stuff, you've got modern lights that are you know, really capable and a lot of lumen. Some of the older stuff, 80s, 90s, you know, and earlier you don't. So the LP6, DOT stuff, or just, you know, the other products that you guys have are kind of the perfect application for us custom car builders that are doing stuff, you know, 90s and older. That
retro futuristic, and retro modern.
You just need more lighting, and why not, you know, update it to modern technology. So.
Yeah.
We got our XLs in the front, and we make these custom covers just to try and, you know, beautify it. It's a cool light, very basic for the off-road Jeep market, but we wanted to make something to kind of give it some old school. There is a lot of old DNA in these cars that you don't want to ignore and just throw different parts on them for the sake of throwing them on. So this is something we kind of dress up your LP, your XLs, and
this kind of gives like the vintage like rally pods that you would see, like the old Hellas and big Pia HID lights and
CBs back in the day were like the iconic light, you know, for the 911.
This is just stuff, like a nice OEM plus. I wish we sold these, but you sell them.
We sell them. Yeah, that's right. So go to that. Obviously, you know, push bumper, 2 bumpers for protection, skid plates. Behind the bumper there is the oil cooler AC condenser, so some crucial items that you want to keep protected. Obviously keep stuff sleek. We don't want it to look like a Jeep or a 4Runner, or
Yeah,
or a
you
big
don't want that.
Bronco. So keep the bumpers, keep everything kind of sleek and tight and tucked. And that's the front of this. Now I will show you. There's some great stuff under the front.
Yeah, let's check it
Not
out.
just on the outside. Storage is a big problem on some of these cars. Rear engine, not a lot. And, in years past, we had a spare tire up on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Great. People like the look. The Safari guys go, "Oh, I love it. It makes it look like I'm a outdoorsman." But
Yeah.
that's the worst place you want to put 50
Your
pounds
arrow's done.
of spare. So
Yeah.
we create a lot of detail on the inside as well on the outside. But
Oh my goodness.
we have a new fuel cell that allows
That's
fitment
insane.
of a full-size spare. So we're able to fit basically a 28-inch Toyo All-Terrain.
And did you build? This is basically a fuel cell.
Yep. So
Wow.
yeah, so it's our own fuel cell. These closeout trim panels to beautify everything. Strut brace, which also doubles as the fuel cell hold down. So
Wow.
packing a lot of stuff in a little bucket, so to speak.
That's crazy. And then batteries right under that.
That's all fuse panel.
Fuse panel. Okay.
Yep. Factory fuse panel, factory AC back behind that, and just basically put our fuel cell and.
Oh, and you got a rock light right here. You can't forget about the rock light.
Can't forget about that, baby.
That is crazy. And where do you keep the jack and all that stuff?
Jack's underneath here. The tire comes out. There's a little ledge here, and you got another storage compartment underneath with the jack, toolkit, whatever you might need. So
that's insane. I haven't even looked at underneath your hood, and you still have like this factory trim piece from the 964. That is crazy.
Just clean, sleek,
Simple.
Yep, simple.
And it shuts amazing. So we're out here in the back of the car, and you can not deny how beautiful it looks with this wide body. And run me through some of the specs of the suspension, the tires, and the wheels. It looks amazing.
Well, the 911s are kind of iconic for their wide hips. If there's any attribute that these are known for, it's the hips on these things. So had to continue with the DNA of that with our wide body flares. Carbon, of course, I touched on that before. Carbon bodywork, stronger, lighter. It just lasts longer.
And are you guys doing the carbon in-house?
We modeled everything in-house, and then we sub that out.
Okay.
Yeah, we leave that to the experts. So there's a couple other things that we sub out. And,
it's crazy. This looks like an OEM bumper, and you guys could have done anything else. You could have just made it a 2, but you left it. It's OEM plus.
Yeah, it's important to us and a lot of people to kind of keep that. I said it before, but try to keep that DNA.
Yeah.
You don't want foreign parts on a car that's iconically known, for its aesthetic. So it's super important to try and keep everything Porsche-esque.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
And then, so our suspension, we've got everything new from the pivots outward. So a new subframe. The original suspension bolted to the sheet metal body. It was a trailing arm, aluminum trailing arm. Well, you can't just lift a 911 and expect it to still work good. All your roll centers change, all the geometries changes. So you got to fix that, right? So we have a subframe that bolts in here. First of all, steel fabricated subframe, and then it gets mated to with a steel plate work trailing arm. Yeah. Billet hubs, bigger unit bearings, bigger CV joints, bigger axles.
Everything Heims?
Bigger, right?
Yeah.
Upgrade everything that would be a Winkling on these.
So it's all race car parts.
Yeah, but basically.
Yeah.
And then King IBPs in the rear.
Okay.
2.5-inch IBPs. And this is our first generation of these cars now with the SDI E-Click setup.
That's pretty cool.
Which is perfect for this, right?
Yeah.
So you can have a great, smooth, plush daily driver. You get out in the heavy stuff, you can stiffen the suspension a little bit.
Yeah.
If you want to take it to your local track day and run on the street, you run it full stiff, stiffen
cool.
everything up. Acts as a live sway bar, right?
Yeah.
So it's just the ultimate kind of package or ultimate accessory to help these things kind of handle the best they can in all the conditions, which was the whole point.
Yeah.
Of making an off-road 911.
And how many what's the wheel travel numbers?
We get 10 in the rear, 8.5 in the front. So
that is
not crazy, but plenty good for a sports car, right?
Yeah. I imagine a lot of Baja bugs don't even get that.
Yep.
So
it does everything you'll need it to do, right?
100%.
If you want to go heavier off-road, we've got a different model for that. But these are like the gentleman's daily driver Safari. So
100%. I'm sure in the back roads of Utah, this thing would be a blast on some smooth
stuff
dirt
like
roads.
this. Yeah, there's some, and this kit, I mean, most people look at our Bajas as like the desert car.
Yeah.
But this whole package and kit, we tested on a race car in the Nora 1000.
You did.
And it finished 1,300 miles, won its class. Gamroth and Rothsport Racing raced it. So all of our suspension is tested and proven in Baja before we ever put it, you know, to market. So,
just like our lights.
Yep, that's right. And then you got to, you know, you can't forget about the heart of this baby.
Yeah.
We have Rothsport Racing, who's pretty well known in the Porsche world.
Yeah.
Builds these engines, but it's bumped up from a 3.6 to a 3.8. Independent throttle bodies, coil on plug, Motec ECU, GT3 plenums, GT3 crank, best of the best of the best.
How much power would this make?
These put out 365 now.
That's nuts.
So it's 280 to 365.
And what does the car weigh?
About 3,200 pounds.
That is insane. That is a fast car.
So plenty, you know, just enough. It's not turbo fast, but it's faster than your 8-inch wide all-terrains can hook up, and
100%.
Plenty of oomph. But you can, I mean, you can run these for another 100,000 miles and.
Yeah, you're not setting track records.
No,
you're
but
designed to have an engaging experience.
You want a strong, long-lasting, you know, good torque, reliable engine, and so that's why we put these in there. We team up with Rothsport, and we build all their race cars. They're actually the race team that goes and races in Baja with us. We get to live vicariously through them, and they supply our engines. So it's a great collaboration.
That is so insane. I did not know it was a full Motec. I thought it was just a
It's every good aftermarket trick component you can put on these things.
Basically, this entire car, nothing really is stock besides the body.
Well, what's kind of cool about this, normally that's the case. You know, we build cars for different specs, and really each car is tailored to the client.
Okay.
You know, for where they live, what they want to do, how much they're going to drive, where they're going to drive, and then I hate to say it, but also budget. Normally you throw budget out the window when you're at this level of stuff, but
I feel like anything Porsche is just budget out the window.
These cars are, this is similar to, this is kind of what we're doing now. It's called a super stock-ish, to where instead of finding a beat up donor and going, hey, we don't care what condition the donor's in, we're going to repaint it, it's going to get a new motor, it's going to get interior. Yeah. Well, we can save some money. Let's spend a little bit more on the money on the donor, find a car with clean paint, clean interior. So this car happens to have stock paint. We just color match all of our body work to it. It was a really nice car to start with. We go through a paint correction, cut, polish, buff, whatever it needs to just bring it back to life. But the money saved on painting the whole chassis, now you can put it in the engine. Yeah. And it's kind of fun. Guys like to see a little bit of patina or a little bit of wear, 30-year-old paint on a sports car. Yeah. And it kind of gives it some soul. Yeah, so 100%. This particular spec, the guy said, it's got clean white paint, let's leave it. Let's put the money elsewhere. Okay, so now we talked about everything, the outside, the engine, the suspension, but we got to talk about the interior because you cannot deny how gorgeous the inside looks. Yeah, thanks. And as I kind of mentioned before, saving money on paint lets you put it elsewhere. Elsewhere for this car was the interior. So this actually had a really good interior. Normally I like to keep the stock stuff if it's in good condition. It's got that 90s smell, it's got that 90s feel, which is pretty iconic for this car. Normally don't like to do too much in the way of ruin a good thing, but this customer wanted some custom seats and some light touches just to make it a little bit updated. So door panels, custom seats, upholstered seats. As you can see in the back, one of our options, rear seats are pretty much useless. So we make a storage box. You can put your gear, put extra parts, whatever you might need. Peace of mind with a safety cage, a little 4-point bolt-in cage. So little items there that kind of help top it off. Nothing too crazy, but comes out really nice, really clean. Still very much Porsche-esque, and not, you don't get that like new everything feel. Which is cool on some builds. Some less is more. Yeah, for sure. So less is more. It still kind of retains that original car. Yeah, and this one's like I feel like a really good balance of original plus our work and new, and the balance and kind of feel of it all kind of speak together. 100%, 100% agree. I mean, I don't even have any questions about the interior because it's just gorgeous and I just like looking at it. But what is happening with this clamshell carbon fiber piece roof rack situation? It looks super interesting. It's got this amazing like flared dock that looks very aero-esque. And it just looks like a piece of a race car, but like off-road. Tell me about it. I mean, you kind of said everything there is about it. You know, that was the principle, is like, let's rethink the roof rack. Yeah. You know, a roof rack's kind of iconic on these. It's in some cases a necessity. But I wanted something that was sleek, kind of different, new. It still mounts the same. It still has the same principle as like a tube and wood slat roof rack, just a little more modern, a little bit of our touch. The idea was, you know, it's cool if you got this thing loaded down with a spare tire and ramps and jacks and all this stuff. But when you're going through town, you don't need all that,
Yeah.
right? So the idea was to be able to take all that stuff off, take your wife out to the steakhouse, go to your local Cars and Coffee,
Yep.
keep it sleek, keep it light and modular. We got all this E-track up on top where you can put your mounts wherever you need.
That's pretty cool.
Your guys' light bar,
Yeah.
something a new offering on this thing, but just wanted something sleek, different, kind of low key, and off the, you know, kind of off the norm.
And so I'm assuming that it's just these little gutter rails and it's one piece carbon. There's nothing underneath it.
No, all one piece carbon, all the shape and the
shape
structure
is for structure and
is
rigidity.
for strength.
Yeah, okay.
Most roof racks mount the same way. It's a rain gutter pinch style
Clamp.
system.
Yeah.
Yep, that's pretty much all roof racks are. So we doubled them up, put 6 clamps instead of 4.
And this is just 3D printed?
No, these are billet.
Oh, those are billet.
Yeah, these
wow.
are billet aluminum.
Oh, wow,
so.
that is really
and
cool.
you can lift the car by these. Like they're plenty strong.
Yeah.
You can actually withstand probably 400 pounds up on this thing, if not more.
That's
we've
plenty.
had 2 guys stand on it, and you know,
That is so
as long as the weak link is the rain gutters,
Yeah.
just like any.
If you painted this black, you're like, oh, why has it got a plastic roof rack? And then or is it metal? Is it plastic? But it looks so like beautiful, and it's a nice shape. And
yeah, thanks,
I love the way it exits in the back, and it looks. I don't know. It's just really cool. It's different.
And there's part angles. It kind of looks like a helmet, like the thing's ready for battle.
It does look kind of like a helmet.
Looks prepared.
It looks prepared.
So.
No, it's cool. I'm curious what it would look like paint match too.
Never done that. I think it's such a pretty part, you know, out of the mold and clear coated, and our carbon department does such a good job with the weave.
Yeah.
It's like flawless. So it's almost a shame to paint it.
No, I totally
luckily
agree.
Nobody's even wanted to, but with the exposed carbon on the hood lights and the wing, just enough exposed carbon to kind of give it, you know, to speak to everything.
Not too much.
Not over the top.
Yeah, because like some people, they do a full carbon hood, and with it just
it's
immediate breaks, it's kind of too much.
It's easy to get carried away. And look, I love the full carbon cars, you know, the modern supercar look as much as everybody else.
Yeah.
But that's not these. And if you can add just enough components and aesthetics that are done in exposed carbon, it just tops everything off.
So that's pretty much a wrap for TJ's 911. And I guess the sun's setting. We have to go take this over to Las Vegas and load it into our SEMA booth. But for now, I mean, thank you so much for coming out here and letting us check it out.
So glad to collaborate with you guys. You know, Baja Designs has been a big part of our build since day one, since our conception. And it's awesome to work with like-minded people and
100%
and team up together in this industry. And
I think it's so rad that like you built a car and you proved it in Baja racing NORA. And you have this like symmetry where like our lights only exist because of racing in Baja.
Yeah.
And it's simply put, we would not be here unless there was one enthusiast that wanted to go race in Mexico.
Yeah.
So it's cool that you're building these cars.
Thank you.
And I think there's a lot of people who build off-road 911s and they're like amazing and they're like $8 million and they touch dirt once for a photo shoot. But like you guys are consistently racing in Baja every single year.
Yeah.
And it is awesome. So
yeah, the team, you got to have you know, it's like most motorsport or most manufacturers, you got to have, you know, Ford's got their motorsport team. You got different manufacturers and different motorsport entities, but you know, the motorsport side is what proves your products.
Yep.
You know, shows like this and teaming up with you guys for marketing, add like the retail aspect of it, but it all has to fall in one big bubble of a team, so to speak, for like everything to kind of happen and to grow.
Yeah,
so,
100%.
Yeah.
Now I have one more question.
Yeah.
Do you guys think you'd ever build a car that's not a 911?
You know, right now, like our bread and butter is the 911. You know, that's kind of what this niche, like, the second we don't, you know, now we're competing with everybody who's been doing it for 20 years, whether it's Broncos or F-150s or trucks or whatever it may be, you know, like, and so, you know, this kind of started out of just getting bit by the 911 bug like 15 years ago. And there's a history and a story behind Porsche racing off-road. Yep. And the late 80s with the Paris to Dakar, and then it stopped.
I think a lot of people skip over Baja. I mean, in 67, 68, they were racing 356s.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always been private teams doing
racing,
it. But Porsche factory, you know, put effort with the 959 in the late 80s, and they won Paris to Dakar, and then it just stopped. And so part of our philosophy is to like, let's keep it going. Like, what if they didn't stop? And like, what if you had a special options 911 that you could have gotten off the showroom floor and spec'd out in 1990, what would it have,
100%.
what would it have been?
Yep.
Maybe it's something kind of like this is
Yeah.
what kind of we like to imagine. So
Yeah, it's 100%. Man, it's beautiful.
thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
See you guys in SEMA.
That's a wrap. Next, let's go to SEMA.